Today we have head coach of the volleyball team, Cassie Pochyla, here on the show. Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about your team and how you're doing so far this season, and then we want to get to know you a little bit better for our viewers out there.
Okay.
So far, the volleyball team is 15-6 and 3-4. Is that correct?
That's right.
And that second, record is in the ODAC.
Right.
But this past weekend, you guys played Johnson Bible College and Tennessee Temple, I think, and you beat both teams, improving your record to 15-6.
Right.
Talk a little bit about those two games right there.
Well, this was our fall break, so we always try to schedule some teams where we can kind of go. It's middle of the season. Everybody kind of needs a little relax, a little break. So, we didn't have too many problems with those two teams, but everybody got to play. So I feel like it was a good week to kind of step back, play teams that were maybe a little easier than what we're playing inside of the conference. Give everybody a chance and kind of have a little bit of fun with it as well.
Right, and fatigue certainly goes down when you get your starters off the floor.
Yeah, but the starters are really good about supporting everybody. We're a big team, and so they're cheering just as much on the sidelines as they did when they were out there on the court when the other players were playing. So it's great for just the entire team, to everybody to support each other. And it was a great week that we could get that done.
Right. As far as the record goes, are you happy with it right now? What are some things that you think the team can improve on?
I'm happy. I definitely think that we could be sitting better than we even are. But I think that we're proving to ourselves that we can do the things that we say we want to do. The record inside of the ODAC at the 3 and 4, we feel like we probably should have gotten at least 2 more wins out of those. But for the first time, probably in a long time, we were actually the only team that has taken a game from Washington and Lee at their home place. So, that was a big accomplishment for us. Even coming back on the bus, we were like, we could have won that game. But, doing that, and we took Macon, who we haven't taken a game from. We took a game from them. We beat Virginia Wesleyan, who was sitting in the second spot. And then we played with Roanoke. Roanoke was probably our worst game, too, of the season. We just did not play very well. And so I think everybody was, fired up on the way back home that we should have beaten them, too. So I'm hoping that the lessons that we've learned from playing so tightly with everybody in the conference will lead to the tournament where there's not a team that we can't beat. So I'm happy, but of course want better.
And you guys made the tournament last year as well, too, didn't you?
We've made the tournament every year that I've been here so far. This is my 6th season, so hopefully we can keep that going.
Now you have 4 seniors and 2 juniors on the roster. How does that play into play to your advantage when you're out there on the floor and having such experienced leaders on the floor?
Right. Well, in the 4 seniors, I actually only am graduating 3. Twyla, who she's listed as a senior, but she didn't play her freshman year and has to come for a 5th year. So we kind of throw her down in that junior category. She kind of gets upset when we list her as a senior because she wants everybody to know that she's coming back. So, I'll have 3 seniors and 3, we'll call her a junior, and it definitely makes a big difference. All 6 of those girls play. So, we're just having to rely on, 2 other players really kind of getting in the game that are freshmen, and then we have 1 sophomore that's playing. So it definitely helps early on in the year. Your chemistry, because the girls have already been playing together for a while, is pretty much already there. You don't have to wait 3 or 4 weeks into the season to kind of get everybody meshing together. They all get along off the floor, which definitely comes onto the floor. So, we have the senior leadership too. They kind of carry the momentum of the team as far as, getting us back up when we're down and stuff like that. So it's definitely key, and it's something that we gain more and more of every year.
And they know how to conduct themselves on and off the floor, in the classroom as well, I'm guessing, by that point.
Right. We set a team goals at the beginning of every year, and one of their team goals is always to they aim for a 3.2 as a team GPA, and I think every year we're at least above a 3.0 if we don't reach that goal. And I have several players. Actually, I don't have very many players that fall under the 3.0 category in the upperclassmen. So they definitely do take their academics seriously.
Some good students there.
So,
well, what separates this team from the previous 5 teams that you've coached here?
Well, we have the biggest freshman class we've ever had, so I think that's a difference. We're carrying 15, which is something that's a little different than earlier years when I was here. And sometimes it can create challenges. The more players that you have, the more girls you're having to deal with. So sometimes that can be a little challenging and stressful. It also has a lot of positive things, but that's probably one of the biggest difference. And then we have 8 freshmen versus 7 upperclassmen, so that's kind of a challenge in itself sometimes too, of having so many young players and just trying to mesh them all together. So
interesting dynamic, I guess.
Yes, I mean it's been fun.
Yeah.
Everybody always gives the freshmen a hard time just because they're the new kids.
Yeah,
but
amazing.
It's a lot of fun to kind of get to know them.
Right.
And kind of see how they interact with the upperclassmen and kind of see how they adjust to the whole college life.
So let's talk a little bit about your past. Before you came here, you actually played here.
I did.
And graduated in what year?
I graduated in 2001.
2001.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't go here all 4 years. Actually, right out of high school, I went to the UVA at Wise, and I played volleyball and basketball there. And then just really wasn't happy with the location and stuff like that, so I decided to transfer back here. And then when I got here, I only played volleyball for the last 2 years, but graduated in 2001 with an accounting major. So,
how do you think that helps you recruiting-wise? Do you think that you can appreciate more of the challenges, I guess, to recruiting for this area, or?
I don't know that I necessarily even look at them as challenges. I just think when you've gone to school here, it's a lot easier for you to sell just because you understand everything. And the positive things that we like about the campus and, the things that we think are important to kind of tell people, we already know, we understand, and we feel, the way that you need to feel about coming to school here, versus sometimes outsiders kind of getting in and they don't really know the underlying things to kind of look for that make Emory so special. So kind of have a heads up and, knowing those already.
Knowing those things, know the little things, I guess. Well, Coach, anything else you want to let our viewers know before we go?
Not that I can think of. We're back at home now. We've been on the road for about a month, and so we do have, I think, 4 home games out of the last five games, and so we'd really like to get some people out to support us. We are doing well this year, and so maybe we can create some new volleyball fans.
Well, you heard it right there. Come see the volleyball team in action. 4 out of the next 5 games at home.